Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Carlos, and I am back with another video. In today's video, I am going to be telling you how you can use ChatGPT to help you find a career. So this video, the audience that I had in mind were students who didn't really know what they wanted to do in life after they graduated college, or maybe it's somebody in college that really don't know what they can do with their major, or if they're thinking about changing majors, or just a career professional that's looking to get into something different or change careers. Um, I do have a prompt typed up already, and I'm going to paste it in the description box of all of the platforms that I post this video on. Now, I do want to say one thing before I get started, as far as my experiences with using AI. Like you see a lot of people online post the skills that you need to be a good prompt writer. For me, it's really simple. I think the two skills that you need when creating prompts in AI or generative AI are effective communication skills and creativity. And I think creativity is more important when you're doing kind of like the AI art, whereas the effective communication skills are more important when you're trying to get AI to either give you some text-based output or to perform a specific task for you. But with that being said, you want to be concise. You want to make sure that you give the AI enough information to get the results that you want, the way that you want it. I will say that when you're doing these chats, to start new chats, I'll just say, think of ChatGPT like a person. So, when we're giving a person verbal instructions or we're telling them things that have a lot of details, the more information we give them, the more they tend to forget, or the more they tend to get confused. So ChatGPT in the stages right now, and AI can get confused when you give it too much information. So make sure that you are being concise when you give it the information. So I'm going to go ahead and paste in the prompt that I typed, and hit enter. So I'll read it first before we hit enter. Provide me with 2 to 3 career options based on the following skills and interests: drawing, animals, computers, programming, games. Give me an overview, the education requirements, the salary range from salary.com or other online resources if not able to pull the salary from salary.com. The job outlook from the Occupational Outlook Handbook or other online resources if not able to pull the job outlook from Occupational Outlook Handbook. The soft and hard skills needed and the pros and cons of the job. Go ahead and hit enter to see what ChatGPT gives us. Now, like I said, this is a prompt to get you started. You can go in here and modify this thing any way you want. I just put some of the key information that I thought was important when looking for a job. So like, the overview, what you will be doing at the actual job when you're in that role, the education requirements. Some people might not want to go to college, so it's important to figure out whether or not these degrees or these roles generally require a college degree or not. The salary range, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You don't want to go into a career that isn't going to be able to allow you to live the lifestyle that you want to live, support you, your family, and be able to save. Ideally you wouldn't, but some people like to make sacrifices for things, in life is more important than money. But anyway, the money factor I thought was important. The job outlook, I think this is very important. You don't want to go into a career field that is dying. I guess a exception to that is if you want to be like a niche person and potentially can charge more money or make more money because you're somebody with a limited skill. Soft skills, hard skills, these are all important things that you need to know. So if you have these skills, you can work on improving them, and if you don't have them, you can work on obtaining these skills. And then the pros and cons of the job. For me, this is really important, especially somebody who got a PhD in instructional design and went into corporate America. I really didn't know what to expect in the field because it's just one of those careers that's kind of like a niche type of thing. It's so unheard of, that you really don't know what to expect. So I think that's important to get a more realistic view of what a job is like. So let's just go back up to the top. It gave us 3 results. One was a game designer or developer. The second one was a graphic designer or animator for wildlife and nature organizations. And then we have the third one, which is digital illustration for educational software companies. So we can see here the overview is like one, two sentences. It gives you a very, very brief and vague overview of what the job is like. Um, then they have the skills and um, hard and soft skills listed down here. It tells you what they are. It doesn't really give you much details around, what these skills actually entail, like what you need to do with these skills or what you need to be able to do with these hard and soft skills. And then your pros and cons, it just says like opportunity to contribute to educational materials as a pro, potential for remote work as another pro. Cons, freelance work can be inconsistent, pressure to meet deadlines, potential for repetitive tasks. So let's just say we wanted to find out a little bit more on what this job is about. Like, what will I be doing in this role? So we're going to ask ChatGPT to give us more information around this. Actually, I'm just going to go and copy and paste a modified prompt into the system, and I'll paste that into the description box as well. But we also want to ask ChatGPT to give us more information around the soft skills, hard skills, pros, and cons. So I'm going to open up Microsoft Word really quick. I'm going to go down here and I am going to copy this prompt, paste it here. So I'm not going to read the whole thing over, but I am going to go over the key things that I changed. So I asked it to give me a 4 to 5 sentence overview that gives us about twice as much information as it gave us originally about what the job is going to have you doing on a day-to-day basis. If you want more than that, then you can definitely go in there to give you more information. I also went in and asked it to give me 7 hard and soft skills in a bulleted list with a summary of each, and I did the same thing for the pros and cons. So I asked for 3 pros and cons of the job with the summary and a bulleted list. So we're going to hit enter and see what ChatGPT spits out for us. So as we can see that it really didn't give us too much more information on the overview. Um, so I will say that this is one of the things with AI, it can be inconsistent, even though we were explicit. And I'll be honest with you, I did this in a test run and it gave me more information. So um, we'll look at how we can kind of like modify and change just to get it to give us more information on that. So which one of these looks, here we go, a zoo game designer. That sounds like a cool job. It makes me think of Zoo Tycoon. So the overview gave us even less, 1 sentence instead of 2. So it failed there, but you get an idea of what that is about. We're going to use the zoo game designer as the career that we hypothetically want to pursue and get more information about it. So let's just go ahead and copy. We're going to copy this. I don't think I need to actually copy that, but so it did a better job with giving us more details about the soft skills. But one thing that I will say, it didn't give us the 7 that I had originally asked it for. But creativity, it says you'll be designing and engaging gameplay mechanics and visually appealing environments. So that gives you more of an idea of what you would specifically need to be creative in with a career in a zoo game designer. I think that's what it was. Past it. Yeah, zoo game designer. So creativity can be anything, but you need to know. I think this is great because specifically what you need to be creative in, like creating lush environments like the jungle, forest, polar or Arctic environments, sea, under the underwater environments, that type of thing. Communication, you'll be collaborating with artists, programmers, and other team members, and empathy, understanding players' perspectives and preferences. So I think this is a great example for empathy because we hear empathy and it can be very general in a lot of senses. So it is giving you a better description of who you need to be empathetic to. Hard skills, you can see it did a good job there. Programming, it said programming at first, but we'll see like specific languages that you need to know to program video games. Then pros gave us more details I kind of think opportunity to combine passion for animals with game development, creative freedom. So basically, what it did here is I feel like it's just put these in a bulleted list and didn't really give too much more information. So we're just gonna say, okay, we like that one. Um, I'm gonna say, can you give me more details on the day-to-day job requirements of the zoo game, maybe copying designer. And with ChatGPT, you typically don't have to be like too specific with the periods. Like if you forget a period off, it still can pretty much figure out what you're trying to say. I'll say the last period, but if because it might look at the rest like a run-on sentences. So we can see here that it gave us a lot more detail of what you would actually be doing. So conceptualizing and planning, game design, documentation, prototyping and iteration, content creation and integration. Like these are like this integration part, like this is something that I would have never thought of as a college student or as a high school student, but you know, that's a big thing in corporate America when you're working in on big teams or big projects, and like, how are you going to integrate different things. Balancing and tuning, quality assurance. I don't think a lot of people think about that if they're not really into gaming, like Q&A. That's a big thing. I did some work for some government contract where they government defense contractors, and they were building out simulations for the training that they were developing, and Q&A was a it was a big thing, and honestly it was a pain in the ass. I'm glad I didn't have to do too much of that. So hats off to all the QA um, people out there. So that was great. You could do the same thing for pros and cons or any of this stuff. But let's just say, okay, we bought it hook, line, and sinker. And we want to know, how can I get started as a zoo game designer? We'll see what ChatGPT tells us. So, educational foundations: obtain a bachelor's degree in game design, build your skills, create a portfolio, network and collaboration, apply to internships and entry level positions, continue learning and growth. So, the education piece is really important. Let's just say, what just say we want to figure out where is the best place to get this education for a zoo game designer. So, what institutions are the best to attend to get a degree in zoo game design? So it's saying that it might not be a specific institution for zoo game design, but it said that there are several universities and colleges that provide excellent programs in game design, computer science, and related fields that can prepare you for a career in creating simulation games focused on zoos or wildlife. And it goes on to list these universities and institutions. So it gave us a list of five. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it and all that I wanted to go over in this video. I think that, ChatGPT is and AI tools can be very useful for this, especially for teachers who are looking for ways to integrate AI into their classroom. This could be an activity that you could do with your students. I know a lot of teachers or educators are a little hesitant about integrating AI or having students use AI, especially when it comes to like classwork, but I think that there are other creative ways that you can use AI to help your students out, and I think that it doesn't necessarily have to focus around their assignments. I think this could be a great way to, show students after they maybe figure out and just say going with the zoo game designer for example to say, hey, well, you need to focus on art, or hey, you need to, get your science skills up, or you know, if you have an elective and your school offers something like environmental science, maybe you want to go in and take something like that so you can be more aware of the environment and how it might affects, you know, plants and animals, and you can put that into the game to make it more immersive and realistic when it rains and the effects and all that stuff, the greenhouse effects and all that stuff. So, um, also, in my book, I have a section called the Career Combine. So it's allowing students to do exactly this, to go into ChatGPT or whatever their favorite AI tool is, and go in and put their skills and interests to help them figure out their career, and then it lets them just go from there and plan their goals in the rest of the plan book as far as their education, to keep track of that and goal set to make sure they're reaching their goals and all that great stuff. So if you have the chance, go to my website www.careerinsights.com/books, and you can preview a copy of the Ultimate Career Plan book, and also my book, The Struggle is Real from High School to Careers. It's for people who are um, don't have a lot of mentorship or guidance around what they want to do after college, or what college is like. It's not an advanced book by any means. It is for a specific audience, people kind of like me, first generation, don't have a lot of guidance around life after high school or while in college. But that's it for me, you all. Hopefully you all liked this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. I will be posting more videos about how you can use AI and ChatGPT for careers and your educational journey. Make sure you check me out on social media. I'm on all major social media platforms at Career Insights 501, and you can also check me out here on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this with all your teachers, your students, and leave comments in the comment section and let me know what you all would like to see next, or what issues you're struggling with in your classroom, or what things your students would like to know more about when it comes to their careers and education while in high school and after high school. That's it for me, Dr. Loso out. Carlos, I'm supposed to stop saying Dr. Loso because I don't really like that. But anyway, until next time, keep your dreams in sight. We're out of here.